I asked for a memorial event to recognize our county employees who were lost in the battle against the COVID-19 pandemic. We will begin with a proclamation in their honor. We will begin with a 7-minute in memoriam video that will be played for the 5 Montgomery County employees who passed away due to COVID-19. The individuals covered in the tribute are Lenal Dove from the Department of Recreation, Michael Miller and Nelvin Ransom from the Department of Transportation, David Allen from our Department of Technology and Business Enterprise Solutions, and Blanca Kling from the Montgomery County Police Department. We are grateful to be joined by Bria Villegas, the granddaughter of Nelvin Ransom, Michelle Dove, Stephanie Dove, and Rick Dove, here for Lenal Dove, Jason Kling and Lizzie Kling for Blanca Kling, and Donna Miller, who lost her husband, Michael Miller. All of us on the County Council are so terribly sorry for your losses, and we're glad you could join us this morning. The pandemic has affected us in every one of us in immeasurable ways, and as we emerge from the pandemic and try to recover as best we can, we have to acknowledge that for some, the pain and loss will remain forever. So today, we're going to take a few minutes to remember all those we lost in our community, our state, and our country, and the amazing individuals we lost, grandparents, friends, all the loved ones we lost to this unspeakable pandemic, particularly our county employees that we lost in the service of keeping our county residents safe during this horrible pandemic. We must also never lose sight of the glaring inequities that the pandemic has shined a spotlight on and recommit ourselves to continuing to address them.
Blanca Kling was just 17 years old when she left her home country of Bolivia and moved to Maryland, the first in her family to migrate to the United States. She attended Bethesda Chevy Chase High School and Montgomery College, a dedicated county employee who spent more than 40 years serving the Montgomery County Police Department. Blanca began her career in 1980 as a victim assistant in Wheaton's 4th District, a job that took her to crime scenes and victims' homes. As more Spanish speakers moved into Montgomery County in the 80s, Blanca began volunteering almost daily at community centers to connect new immigrants with social services. She transitioned into working in the Public Information Division of the department in 2005. It was in that role that she strengthened communication between the police and Hispanic community members. Kling, who was affectionately known as Blanquita, became a familiar face in the Hispanic community, hosting town hall meetings, appearing on Spanish television, and assisting investigators when they needed her. She embraced all of these roles with grace and compassion while making deep connections in the community. Blanca Kling leaves behind Tony, her husband of more than 40 years, daughter Lizzie, son Jason, daughter-in-law Rachel, and twin grandsons Noah and Matthias. David Mitchell Allen was born on September 13, 1969 in Baltimore, Maryland. He joined Montgomery County in 2004 as a senior IT specialist in the Department of Technology Services. Over the course of his distinguished career, Dave worked as a project manager on a number of important projects, including the public safety systems and integrated justice systems modernization efforts. He was known for his strong work ethic, leadership skills, and dry sense of humor. He was smart, enthusiastic, and he loved to solve problems, especially the technical ones. Dave loved Nationals baseball, riding his bike, and dogs. He shined in his role as husband and father. Dave Allen leaves behind his beloved wife Jenny and daughter Yumi. Lenal Dove began her career in the Department of Recreation in the late 1980s as a summer camp director. In 2012, Lenal became a full-time employee in Recreation where she worked in financial operations. Even as she moved on professionally and in her personal life, she remained an anchor in the Scotland community and worked diligently to support and bring opportunities to the neighborhood. Lenal had a smile that could light up any space and a heart full of joy and passion for her family and for her colleagues who were like family to her. She could be counted on to always help any staff member who asked. Lenal was known to drop everything, look up with a smile, and then tackle the project. She was a coach, a mentor, a friend, and a mad bingo player. Above all else, Lynelle's family was her whole life. She cherished her time with her family and loved ones and lovingly included her recreation teammates in her family unit. While Lynelle experienced some health concerns, COVID-19 served as an unexpected coda to her life. She fought the disease quietly, tirelessly, sadly, as her family could not be there to comfort her. Lynelle Dove passed away due to complications of COVID-19 on June 6, 2020. In 2011, Michael Miller began working for Montgomery County as a ride-on bus operator and moved on to become a motor pool operator at the Silver Spring Depot. He took pride in his work and would always have a smile on his face. He was a dedicated employee. His wife Donna often joked that he spent more time at the depot than he did at home. Outside work, Michael was heavily involved in the fraternal organizations Prince Hall Masonry and the Shriners, where he volunteered at soup kitchens and helped to host charitable events. Every year for DOT's Given Ride Week, Michael would come to the depot the weekend before to personally outfit the 140 buses with bags for donations, and he also collected the donations for area food banks. Michael enjoyed watching movies, dancing, backyard barbecues, a good cigar, but his greatest enjoyment was camping with his family. He was affectionately known as Rock. He was truly the rock of his family or to anyone who needed assistance. Once he considered you a friend, it was forever. Michael Miller is survived by his wife of 31 years, Donna, sons Joshua and Jonathan, an adopted daughter, Demetrius, and 3 granddaughters, Markia, Brittany, and Logan. Melvin Ransom started working for Montgomery County in 1989 as a ride-on bus operator. He became a shop steward after just a few short years and was an active member of UFCW Local 1994, the Montgomery County Government Employees Organization. In 2006, he was elected to the executive board and ultimately rose to the office of recorder, a position he held until November 30th of 2020. Melvin was a fierce warrior for the entire labor movement, fighting on the front lines of dozens of battles across the country, continually pushing for social and economic justice for all working families. Melvin was the union's point person for over 1,000 of its members, including Ride-On, DGS, Fire and Rescue, and other members in the union. He was beloved by all. His dedication and commitment to his union family was always at the forefront. Melvin never shied away from lending a helping hand, a kind ear, a friendly handshake, or a big bear hug. One of Melvin's biggest strengths was his amazing ability to connect with everyone he met despite any difference that may have existed. In his passing, the labor movement has lost a giant. Melvin Ransom was preceded in death by his wife Lenora. He leaves behind a number of family members and a wide swath of friends.
Thank you so much to Ms. Kennedy and our entire video team for that wonderful tribute. Now we will read the proclamation with council members reading it in alphabetical order following the council vice president and myself. Do all my colleagues have it? Okay, so it begins. Whereas we remember all those lost to the horrific COVID-19 pandemic, including the more than 1,580 community members who have perished in Montgomery County, the 9,589 residents we have lost across the state of Maryland, and the 608,528 people who have died across our nation. And
whereas even when the pandemic ends, the pain and loss will remain for so many family members and friends who are desperately missing their loved ones. And
whereas the beautiful souls we lost include grandparents, parents, siblings, spouses, extended family, friends, colleagues, and coworkers. And
whereas we remember each person, the lives they lived, and how much this pandemic has forever changed families and communities. And
Councilmember Zawando is not here.
okay, whereas we recognize the sacrifices and heroic efforts of our tireless healthcare workers, first responders, public health leaders, frontline workers, essential service providers, and community volunteers whose dedication and commitment helped guide us through this enormous challenge. We are forever grateful for all you have done. And
Whereas
Where-
we,
Whereas we acknowledge that this pandemic has hit Black and Brown communities disproportionately hard, and we reaffirm our commitment to fight against all inequity to ensure that no community gets left behind. And
whereas we are grateful to Montgomery County residents for doing their part to slow the spread of the virus by wearing masks, social distancing, avoiding large gatherings, getting tested and vaccinated, and
whereas with safe and effective vaccinations that slowed and will ultimately eliminate the spread of COVID-19, we appreciate our researchers who developed the vaccines and our vaccinators for vaccinating our residents. And
whereas these vaccines and the collective action of our residents has made it possible to conquer this virus and emerge stronger as a community because we are Montgomery strong.
now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby mourns and remembers those who lost their lives to COVID-19. And be it further resolved that Montgomery County, Maryland reaffirms its commitment to following the guidance of our public health professionals and leading based on public health data and science, presented on this 27th day of July in the year 2021. Do any of you wish to say a few words?
If I can, I'm sorry, I'm emotional. Just to everybody here, I just want to say thank you. And for my grandpa's sake, he loved everybody. And it's not just me, it's my other granddaughter, my other sisters, and my brother, Gabby, Gianna, and Bryson, who loved Nelvin so much and appreciated everybody. And everyone who knew him know that he had like the precious soul. And he was my best friend. So I just want to say thank you. Sorry. So I thank you guys so much. And it's been a hard 7 months. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to say thank you so very much. Again, it's been a little over a year and 3 months for me, but to know that Michael is still being remembered by Montgomery County, it's truly an honor for me. And like I said, he loved his ride on family. Oftentimes to me, they came first. And so just to have this honor and for him to be remembered is just very touching for me and the family, and just makes it a little bit easier for me. So thank you so very much.
Very much also. My name is Michelle Dove. I am the aunt to Lenal Dove, who is one of many. I'd also like to thank the County Council, the Montgomery County Department of Recreation, and everybody for the thoughts, the prayers, and the remembrances. Lenal was definitely a shiner. Wherever she went, she lit up the room. And for us, it was a year on June 6th, and it has been seriously the worst year of my life. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. This is Jason Kling, the son of Blanca. Just wanted to first start off by thanking everyone in the council for what you've done today and all that you've done to, make families like mine feel supported. Today is happens to be the 6-month anniversary of my mom's passing, and it feels like we've lost simultaneously an important figure in the county, a coworker to many in the police, and but also a mother and a grandmother, and the loss is still very deep. But I really thank you for your tireless efforts, all that you're doing in the county to prevent more losses from happening, especially fighting for eliminating the inequalities in Black and Brown communities, and all the work that comes in to vaccinating and getting the message out. It seems like right now the timing is really important right now. That things are also seeming to get tougher, and we really appreciate all that you're doing and all that you've done to honor our family members. My mom and support our family. So thank you all. God bless you all.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are very, very sorry for your loss, and we will never forget your loved ones and all they did for our county and our residents. Thank you so much. Stay in touch with us. Please let us know if there's anything we could do to be helpful.